we've been given certain direction, promises by the minister and by the MD of the activities going on, what is happening. This is something what we hear. And I know him personally. I know his energy and what he wants to do. And we are very fortunate to have a young person like him as an IT minister. People like me are very old. I am his father's generation, and he is my son's generation. And he is the one who is going to think about the next two generations. Some of us will only dream maybe for another generation. Now he'll be dreaming for two more generations. There are a lot of things that he shares with us. He did not say. Today he has been trying to politically balance it, maybe somebody will write tomorrow saying that, the minister is saying that he will build a smart city, he is ignoring the slums, he is ignoring the poor people. So he's trying to balance it, but he has a big dream. And if he permits me, I will say a few of the things that he really wants to do. One is making Hyderabad a smart city. We'll come back to that. How do we do that? The second thing is there are about 10,000 villages in Telangana. And he wants to connect each of those villages with a 100 Mbps line. And that's also parallelly he's working on. Maybe he said at some places, I'm sorry if I preempted it. But what's the meaning of it is, it's very easy to create the hardware. Today, if these new telecom companies create a 3G or 4G system, you actually have connectivity. And most of our places do have connectivity. Can the people afford it? That's the next question. But the connectivity is there. Now the so-called all this smart city and all that we are talking about, yes, to a large extent it's cliche. Just to tell the people saying that we have this, we have that kind of thing. But the reality is somewhere else. So now these companies which come and make presentation to us, the 2-3 companies, one of them I met after they met the minister, I also met them. And they really realized that the solution that they have built for Brazil, for Barcelona, or for other countries do not actually apply here, mainly because our problems are different, our financial systems are different, in the sense we cannot afford these expensive solutions. If I have $10 million to set up a beautiful network, I would actually go and build the SOAR networks, I create houses for them, I create the schools for them. So we don't have that kind of money. Now when you don't have the money, are we going to wait until we become wealthy to make our cities smart, or we are going to take a different approach? I think we are going to take a different approach. The approach will be very different. So the connectivity part, today most of us who have the computers and the smartphones, we are already connected. In the Internet of Things that the presentation was talking about, the thing, the computer was a thing, or is a thing. But now you have to bring everything else onto the Internet. So today computer has a communication device in it. So is your smartphone. It has a communicator, and hence the communicator is connected with the computer inside the smartphone. So it is connected. Now tomorrow you want to connect this bulb. I'm not being foolish on that. Actually you can. So if the bulb has a communicator, the bulb is connected to the Internet. Similarly, you have the camera is connected. Anything that you see around here, the meters, everything. So the problem is, today they are very expensive. So how do you do it? There are two parts of it. One is the devices that we have, and the devices how you connect with the network. So either we can create this Wi-Fi network in all the urban centers, and the villages also. In villages it's easy, you put one Wi-Fi network, it covers more or less all the village, because you get a 1 kilometer radius. In the cities also you could do something like that. Or you have some kind of arrangement with the telecom operators where they have the 4G networks coming in. They themselves probably will be willing to give us certain kind of, the same towers that they build for our telecom could also be used for connecting the devices. The devices which are not smart phones that we have, but the other devices. So now the opportunity is for us, how do we develop these things? Because the world doesn't have it. I'm sure China will do some part of it, but for us there's a great opportunity for us. The opportunity here is that we have to develop these meters. Now where do you need the meters? You need for water, you need for energy, parking meters. Okay, that will put it aside for some time. But the energy meter and the water meters, today we have them at our homes, and we need them in future to monitor, at all the times. And now if you have the meters, how do you make them smart? First you have to make the meters smart. So you need to have all these things, digital meters, and have a communicator. The communicator will talk to either with the 4G telephone system or with a Wi-Fi system that will be there in its neighborhood. So the opportunity is to design the meters and communication devices that will get attached to these meters. That's a great opportunity. Only we have to do it. Nobody will do it for us because we have to do these things for sub 500 rupees. Sub 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees. It'll add to maybe something like $10 to $20. So they have to be designed and they have to be manufactured in this country. So once you have these devices, then you install them at different places. So it's not going to work with the government taking responsibility to Wi-Fi the country or to Wi-Fi our city here and then put all these meters and do it. It won't work that way. So it will work the way the internet has happened. The internet, when it is there, the telecom companies have set up the fiber networks. They have created these towers, and sometimes they gave a wired connection to our offices. Then we have our computers came in with the, whatever is the wireless connections or wired connections. Then we built the applications, we started using them. So it became basically pervasive everywhere. It's not that government has done something kind of thing. They have enabled it, they allowed us to do it. Same thing will happen when it comes to the Internet of Things. So things will be connected to the net. So we will be connecting them, each one of us, our own way. So the people who are in the business of making electric meters, the power meters or energy meters, they will build that ecosystem. And then the power producers, the discoms which provide us the energy, they are the people who will insist that each one of us connect those devices so that they can monitor how much power is consumed where. So once you monitor what is happening, the decision making is different. Then you get into the next stage of business opportunity. You have a huge amount of data. It's coming in every second. Every meter is generating so much of data. Now the data has to be analyzed. Once you analyze it, then here is an opportunity for data, big data analytics and all that for decision making. Then people make decisions different ways. You as a citizen will say, no, I mean my limit for this month is 1,000 rupees. This is 15 days gone. I'm already at 75% of my budget. So I'll cut off some of my devices at my home. Maybe I will not use my AC as much as I'm using now. Similarly, for the discom, they say which part of the city is consuming so much of it. Now they have to do the load balancing of it. Or if we are consuming more, then they have to go and make a deal with the electric generating companies, saying that, okay, by the way, next month I need another 1,000 megawatts extra power. We'll pay you for that, but start producing it. So that way, each one of them use this data in different ways. And of course, the government will use it for their own decision-making process.